Let's talk about this Noob Survivor from Forsaken, a game which I've picked up and actually enjoyed playing. Do not worry, this video won't explain too much detail like what to do when you encounter this or that killer or how to work with this class or that. Be sure to like and subscribe, we are on our way to 10k subs. So this class in particular is the default survivor of the game. Everybody started off with this, which they'll leave upon buying that pizza man. I'll go over the general tricks before going into skill specific ones. First of all, before even getting into a match, find a server that is full or close to. This ensures that there are enough players to distract the killer from you and eventually carry the entire match. Noob's entire class gimmick is just hide, fix generators, use skills to run away, and repeat. Like you're intended to be a coward in the first place. However, he can serve as a tank, but we'll get to that in a bit. What I want you to remember is the gimmick. He is better played without the reliance or protection from teammates to complete objectives lonesomely. It's best to avoid mindlessly appearing in open areas since killers will most likely consider you as a weak prey and just hunt you to the very down. Hence, refrain from going to the middle portions of a map and big appealing infrastructure or buildings. You will actually start noticing that as a beginner, you don't need to always run. Sometimes, just not making yourself visible is the best option to make. Speaking of running, when hunting for generators, I would hold shift until I have about 80 until 90% of energy, then let it replenish first to ensure I have enough. Also, one more thing, unrelated to the noob class, but I guarantee this will be useful for any other survivors. If you're on PC, turn off sticky keys. You don't want to end them like me. Now for the skills. As the description suggests, Noob utilizes potions, so all of these are technically items that have a consumption time. Each of the skills, before giving you any advantageous effects, requires Noob to drink it for a whole second. While drinking it, Noob receives a movement speed debuff and cannot sprint. This is Noob's biggest weakness. Chances are, the time you've drunk it, you're dead. That is something to keep in mind. First skill. Noob basically pulls out a Bloxy cola, opens it, drinks it, and then receives a movement speed boost. All slowness gets removed subsequently. Noob cannot sprint and loses 10% of their speed while drinking. The cola has a 2 use limit per game with a 12-second cooldown per use. So only 2 colas per match. To play Noob, we need to understand item management, making sure we don't waste them. Before even using it, I'll make sure to have enough energy to run away with. I'll best utilize the cola to cross through open areas to relocate myself to a safer place. And of course, drink it as a last resort to run away from killers when your ultimate is still on cooldown. More on it later. Because of the slow consumption animation, drink it when you're in a safe range from the killer. Should you find yourself in a situation where you cannot pluck open a cola, try juking as a final means of escape. Go through squares, corners, and make unpredictable movements. Say you're in water that makes you slow. If you see a killer running towards you, it never hurts to pop a coke and run away. Again, this removes slowness. Slight skin potion. For the second skill, Noob pulls out a potion, then drinks it, granting Slight Skin 2 for 6 seconds, providing 80 HP of Overheal. Overheal, in its simplest explanation, is temporary health that decays over time. At first, this may sound delightful, but he receives additional temporary health at the cost of being literally slowed by 45%. Oh yeah, additionally, your skin turns grey. I could never find myself actually using this to flee from killers. You guys don't know how slow 45% actually is. However, this potion has another use. If the slight skin effect ends naturally, you'll be rewarded with a movement speed buff, money, and EXP. This potion is limited to 2 uses per night and has a cooldown of 6 to 5 seconds. Do not drink a Bloxy cola when the slight skin effect is still on. You will get an achievement that certifies how dumb you are. Honestly, at this point, I don't understand what the developers expected the survivor to do. Is he supposed to escape sticky situations or tank all the damage from the killer? Either answer is debatable, but one thing for sure is that I used the potions for the sweet EXP. You can command pros to fix the generators while you just hide and farm gold and EXP from the other side of the map. But do this when you're sure that you're going to win in the first place. If not, save them. This potion is for team fights. I think this potion is meant for team fights. Use it when a teammate is fixing a generator under the side of the killer. This ensures maximum progress while providing protection to the team. If you're unsure of the location of the killer, it never hurts to drink one, then fix a generator to give some relief to your mind a bit. For a last resort, when you're out of Bloxy colas, your ghost burger is on cooldown, and the killer is coming for you, drink it and then taunt at the killer. Seriously, if you use this in the last 6 until 10 seconds of the match, it is guaranteed that most killers won't be able to kill you in time. Reversely, if you're safe, but the match is ending, just use it for the EXP and gold like I always do. Still, use it in a safe distance since the drinking animation still gets commenced. What you don't want to do is using this when you have low health, which is around 20 HP. Chances are, the killer will attack you as soon as the effect runs out, killing you instantly. Third skill, Ghost Burger. Different from the last two, this skill is not limited to a specific number of uses per night. Instead, it has a normal 45-second cooldown, ironically shorter than the second skill. Noob eats a ghost burger, then becomes undetectable and invisible for an entire 8 seconds, making their aura unreadable and rendering them only 75% transparent. Noted, only 75% invisible, not fully. So at close range and in semi-bright places, the killer can still trace you down. Despite that, Ghost Burger is still your best means of escape from a killer. When you see a killer looking at you, plop it and run away. It's that simple. Before you even use this, once again, make sure you have enough energy to put out distance with your little legs. I recommend you to avoid running in an obvious direction by making unpredictable turns, and try going into darker areas that are hard to see in for the killer, because once again, you are only 75% invisible. The trick I'm about to tell you is risky, but could save you in a chase. Just after you turn invisible, you simply run towards the opposite way your killer is sprinting to. The killers might not expect it and start to panic and eventually fumble. Another trick up my sleeve is that to run away, and if the killer is still chasing, then during your invisibility state, drink a Bloxy cola. So by the time the invisibility wears off, you have the speed and energy to keep on running. That is using the invisibility effect. But what about the undetectable effect? I quote from the wiki fandom, use the Ghost Burger when you're the last person alive. This prevents the killer from seeing your aura while still allowing you to see theirs. After using it, hide in a hard to find location. Use it at the start of a round or after a survivor is killed when facing killers who can track survivors. Use Ghost Burger on dark areas and try to stay in corners so the killer may lose track of you. While it's still in cooldown, do not risk striking out of your hiding spot into an open, treacherous portion of the map as you do not have means of escape. Focus on slowly traversing through the map and fixing generators along the way. Now all of 3 of Noob's skills won't give you any effects if you keep on slacking the calculation of the consumption. This is by far the most annoying thing that Noob has, and I cannot stop stressing it. I highly suggest that before you start spontaneously playing Noob, get the hang of how long and slow Noob takes to drink. Now as far as I'm concerned, settings are up to your personal preference, but if you don't like some features like camera shaking and view distortion when low HP, you can navigate quite deep in the settings and disable them. In conclusion, an effective Noob gameplay lies within not confronting the killer and the proper mastery of their skills. Share this video to other aspiring beginners. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.